introduction and for your unyielding advocacy at the AFL-CIO on behalf of the workers of New Hampshire. Thank you as well to all of the dedicated labor officials and leaders who are with us today. The labor movement in New Hampshire has meant so much and continues to be critical to the working men and women of our state and our families, and has helped build one of the region's strongest economies. You are standing up and fighting for the needs of our workers every day, and our state is stronger because of your efforts. And I want to take a minute to congratulate this year's Scholarship Award winners. We're going to hear about them a little bit later, but just please keep up the hard work. We look forward to your future accomplishments. I'd also like to thank our Commissioner of Labor, Jim Craig, and our Commissioner of Employment Security, George Kapadas, for your efforts to ensure the safety and well-being of our workforce. Thank you. And I would like to acknowledge and thank United States Senator Jeanne Shaheen and our Congresswomen Annie Kuster and Carol Shea Porter, who will be joining us shortly, for fighting for the workers of New Hampshire. And welcome, neighbor. Welcome to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. Welcome back to the Granite State. And I would like to thank all of our state representatives, senators, and executive counselors who are with us today. Thank you all for your service and your work. And most importantly, thank you to all of the steady, dedicated, tireless workers of the Granite State. You all make up the highly skilled workforce that is the backbone of our economy. You are the ones who make our communities strong and protect the well-being of our people. You are the ones who keep our economy moving in the right direction. I know that you believe, as I do, that every citizen, regardless of circumstance, should have the opportunity to hold a good job, work hard, raise a family, and share in the high quality of life we enjoy in New Hampshire. When they do, our people become empowered and our whole state grows stronger. That the best way to ensure long-term economic prosperity is with a thriving middle class leading the way as the driver of the economy. Now, 2 years ago, New Hampshire's families, businesses, and economy were still reeling from the worst recession our state and country had experienced in generations. But it wasn't just the economy that was causing anxiety for hard-working Granite Staters. Many of our elected officials had stopped looking out for the interests of small businesses and the middle class. The last legislature pursued an agenda that hurt our economy and caused unnecessary pain for hard-working people throughout our state, slashing investments in the priorities that drive innovation, that create jobs, and that support the well-being of New Hampshire's workers and families. They tried to take our state backward, and they turned their back on the traditions that make the Granite State strong: cooperation, bipartisanship, and common sense problem solving. Since I entered office, I have focused on following the example of the people of New Hampshire, who come together to solve problems every day, and they expect their elected leaders to do the same. The people of our state just want things to work. They want state government to work, to address our shared priorities and move New Hampshire forward. Well, I am proud to stand before you as your governor and say that, with your support, we have been able to come together, and we have begun to reverse the devastating cuts and misguided policies of the last legislature. By working together, independents, Republicans, and Democrats alike, we have been able to advance the priorities that will create good jobs and ensure that our citizens are prepared to fill those good-paying jobs, jobs that can support working families. We reached out across the aisle and passed the most bipartisan budget in over a decade with no income or sales tax. It's a budget that is helping hard-working people around this state breathe just a little bit easier. And it makes significant progress on the priorities that are critical for improving the health and well-being of our people and communities, helping to keep New Hampshire one of the safest, healthiest, and most livable states in the nation. We've taken steps to help strengthen our workforce and keep more of our young people in New Hampshire by making higher education more affordable for students and families. We have frozen in-state tuition at our university system and at our community colleges this fall. Tuition will actually be 5% less. We also came together to start reinvesting in our roads and bridges because modern, safe transportation infrastructure is critical to the strength of our economy. And thanks to our bipartisan transportation plan, we're creating jobs by fixing roads and bridges across the state and finally finishing the expansion of I-93. And of course, there are more than 13,000 hard-working Granite Staters who have the health and economic security that only a few months ago may have seemed unimaginable, and thousands more who will also have this important protection in the coming months, all because of our bipartisan Medicaid expansion plan. Access to health care is a good thing. But what good is all of our work to get our budget and economy back on the right track if a young woman at her first job doesn't know if she will be paid fairly? That's why we passed the bipartisan New Hampshire Paycheck Fairness Act to ensure that women can receive equal pay for an equal day's work. We secured the first cost of living raises for state employees in 5 years. And to support our workers across the state, we have fought to ensure that the paychecks of hard-working Granite Staters are no longer being threatened by so-called right to work. We need to continue to focus on holding down the cost of higher education, investing in workforce development and job training, and helping businesses create more good-paying jobs. We need to keep working to increase competition that will make healthcare more affordable and more accessible for all of our people and businesses. We need to reduce energy costs while protecting our beautiful natural resources that drive our tourism economy and define us as a place and as a people. And because truly accelerating our economic growth will only be possible when working families and individuals are confident in their own financial circumstances and able to purchase more goods and services, we must restore and increase New Hampshire's minimum wage. I know we have more work to do, and I know we can continue to do it the New Hampshire way, by bringing people together across party lines. There will be arguments and disagreements, but the people of New Hampshire know that what matters is what you do after you argue. We have come a long way together, and if we stick together, we can make more progress for New Hampshire's working families, ensure a strong and growing middle class, and build an even brighter economic future for our state. I want to thank you all again for your support and for all that our labor unions and workers do as citizens and advocates in the best democracy on earth to strengthen our families and our communities and keep our economy moving in the right direction. Happy Labor Day, everybody.